All right.
That was the 3 titles in less than 45 minutes.
Yes.
So
It is. I gotta say. I mean, I think it's super exciting, right? I mean, now we are starting this adventure with the Ghost Ship Publishing and seeing our first 3 titles here back to back. I think this is like the first time we're seeing them like this. I think it's just really cool.
Magic moment.
Obviously, you can say, looking at the games, it is a mixed bag of different genres.
2 of them are actually single player.
2 of them are actually single player, which is also But we basically just hope that you like what you saw here
and want to take on the journey on some of or all of these. That's of course up to you, and we will keep collaborating with these and help them get the games to market in as good shape as possible. But now I think actually this part is concluding.
I think so
part.
too.
Yeah.
So I think we're done now with that, and I'm just gonna ask, like behind the scene, are there any questions in regards of any of these things? Because we could take a question,
of course, that's true. That could very likely be questions.
Yeah.
So we have time for some questions. That's fine.
Is it just about publishing, or because people are kind of reverting back to Deep Rock? So some of them are.
So the questions here would be about publishing all the 3 games.
People can ask about
yeah. But
okay, here's
of course, if there's 0 questions, then we'll.
Yeah, but that's fine. Then I think we're just gonna stop it here. Søren and I has also been talking now for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I think we need to.
There are questions.
There are questions.
Okay. Wondering which questions you want.
Let's take some.
What is the price tag for DRG Survivor?
What's the price tag for DRG Survivor?
Okay, so we haven't, for the 3 titles you have seen here, we don't have any price tags. But obviously we are looking at the competition. What are other games in this in the different genres? Because the 3 games are also very different, right? What is the competition? What is the price level here? And then we are gonna do something comparable. I think that is as far as I can.
Yeah, and we know the price sensitivity that it is on Steam. We're very much aware how all this works, also with the regions and all that. So trust us, we'll do the right thing here.
And I think we would rather have a lot of players than having a high price point.
Yes.
Will you work towards making DRG a whole brand with more games and non-game content for
it? These things are just happening, right? I mean, now we have the board game. We have now Deep Rock Survivor is coming to the table.
Some in the audience asked about a comic book. I think that we're not saying no, but the main problem for us is actually time and investment, because we need to. It's still very close to our hearts. It's still our baby, so we need to protect it, and we need to take care of it, and so we will need to be involved in these projects really closely, and we can only do so many at a time. But let's see where it leads in the next coming years.
If you press V in Dark Swarm, will it say Dark and Swarm?
That's a good suggestion. I think they will at least consider it. Dark and Swarm. Yes.
It's almost like a drink, like a Dark and Swarmy.
Dark and Swarmy. I don't think that's a good drink.
Will Ghost Ship Publishing encourage multiple platforms and operating systems, or predominantly Windows Steam?
Before, just Jacob, we cannot hear your question in here. Can the audience hear your question actually?
They can, yeah. I'm muting myself.
Okay, so ask the question again. Sorry.
Now I need to find it in the Swarm.
Will we be dominant on Steam? I think was the question, right?
Will it be on consoles too, or predominantly on Windows Steam?
I think since we have said in one of the pillars that we are going to be looking at Steam Early Access, right? I think that obviously says that is where we're going to start. That doesn't mean that we couldn't come out on consoles or mobiles or handheld devices.
A game like Spell Rogue, for example, it's obviously a game that would fit well on a Nintendo Switch. It could even be a mobile game. So we will take that when the game is established and well polished on Steam and has rounded out all the edges and are ready to move on. Yeah.
But I think one You should never say never, of course.
No.
But we think that it is super challenging for developer teams to sim launch on all platforms at once.
Yeah.
That is a huge challenge if you're a small indie studio. It was something that was big for us. Every platform we have come out on has been a big effort for us. And I don't think we want to put that on the game studios that we are working with. So in that regard, I think it is gonna be more staggered the launches. With other, of course, there will be exceptions, right? But yeah.
Is Deep Rock Survivor canon to DRG lore?
Deep Rock Survivor is canon to Deep.
Probably yes, but it's still not totally decided. We are very light on the whole lore and canon thing anyway, so it's going to be clearly existing in the universe.
I mean, we're gonna have a mission control there. We're gonna have.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna be sent in there. I think it is fair to say that it is set in the world. Obviously, sometimes we are gonna deviate from what is Deep Rock Galactic, but I mean, mostly it's gonna be the same. It is taking place in on the space rig. You're coming down in the drop pod, right? You have the weapons from Deep Rock Galactic.
It's clearly Hox's.
You have the 4 dwarves from Deep Rock Galactic, right? So I guess I would say the answer is yes, it is in Deep Rock Galactic lore.
Yeah.
It's true to the lore.
Did the success of the board game play any part in the decision to make something like Deep Rock Survivor? Deep Rock Galactic Survivor?
It inspired us that it was possible. It inspired us to see that it was so well received that we did it. So it kind of made it like, okay, this is possible at least, right?
I think that was the thing.
And that the brand, the IP can transcend into other medias, and for sure, it was in that regard a proof of concept, you can say.
How many games does Ghost Ship Publishing plan to publish each year?
We have not set a goal. For now, it's whatever we can cope with.
I think
it's not a lot.
So to be honest, I mean, we are very passion driven in what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like, I mean, as when half a year ago we didn't imagine that we would have a publishing
then suddenly
brand.
we
didn't. I mean, those 3 games that we just showed you. I mean, it's all happened really fast and really sudden, and something that just felt right to us. So we are not. We're not going to say that we're going to have a specific cadence on releasing games.
No.
If we end up not wanting to publish any games for a lot of a time from now on, we are not doing it, right? If 5 games come by that are all perfect and we can't say no to them, then we're probably going to publish them, right? So passion.
Yeah.
Will we see more crossovers now that you guys are publishing games like Deep Rock stuff appearing in Darkswarm?
Yeah, so crossovers is not something we, as you know, have really gone into. We've done a little bit with Satisfactory, where they've had some stuff from us in their game.
We had the promotion gag with Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, but that was kind of outside the game.
That was
but
outside
of course,
the game.
There's been many that wanted then that to be integrated more. It's something we will maybe look into in the future in some cases, but it really needs to be like obvious and feel right for us. And,
it's not something we're specific seeking out, right?
No,
I mean,
we're not taking it as something we are proactive about. No. And it's whenever we get requests, we just say no right now because it's time.
Will the approach to community-based development also follow the Deep Rock Galactic style for testing, wiki, and translations for the games?
We are gonna recommend it.
Yes, we're recommending it. We will help with facilitating it and telling what we did, but it will be up to the developers ultimately how they want to deal with these things. We will be a service type of publisher. We will provide services. We'll say this is what we did. You can choose from these different options, and
we'll guide, right? But at the end of the day, what the contracts we're setting up, it is the developers who have final say these things.
Yeah.
Deep Rock Galactic becomes a huge deal. Now it has a spin-off. Will there be any films or series of some sort?
A series, like TV series, or that's not in the plan right now.
No.
Again, of course we cannot say no.
But if somebody comes to us with this amazing pitch and it just
idea,
works, and we are like, okay, this is perfect, and we trust them, and then it changes. So we're just saying what the situation is now.
Does Ghost Ship Games want to establish itself and its future partners as defenders of consumer-friendly practices, and are those practices set in stone?
Basically, I don't want to be defenders of a different business model.
No,
I think it's nice that people appreciate the way we are doing things. We totally like that. It's also fine that people use us as an example, but we are not gonna be crusaders.
We're not gonna go out to others that are doing it differently and telling them you are wrong. That's not our goal. We would like to prove that this way of doing it is totally viable, and then hopefully inspire others to just take that way. But we're not like crusading in that way, or no.
So if you guys are becoming your own publishing service, are you still working with Coffee Stain Studios?
Yes. So Coffee Stain stays as publishers on Deep Rock Galactic, and we have the exact same relationship. We are both studios are owned by Embracer, so we are sister companies inside that organization and have full transparency. So there is very little like tension in that sense between us. They've been super supportive on us going out and onto this journey, right? They did it themselves 5 years ago with the publishing. They started with Deep Rock, so I think they maybe are even a little bit proud. I think if we saw some of the developers we're engaging with now in 5 years starting a publishing brand like that, I'll be super proud.
Yeah, and we still have a lot of talks with them, and of course, they're fully aware of what we're doing here with Deep Rock, Ghost Ship Publishing.
Yeah.
So, and they're supporting us. So, yeah.
Will any of the 3 games you just showed us be available at like any conventions like PAX or similar?
No plans for that yet. We will take that case by case. It is in our experience, unfortunately, a very exhausting and expensive, but more exhausting endeavor to go out and put these out on events, especially co-op games like Deep Rock Galactic was really exhausting to set up and get to work in 4 days at an event. But sometimes also, as we've shown in the first part of this, you get to meet your fans in real life, and that's of course very rewarding. So I think we would probably encourage everyone for them to do it at least once to get it to try it and get the feel. But unfortunately, on a return on investment point of view, it's not something we would do a lot.
And not just return on investment, also because of the effort. And
but
these
are
mean. Small teams, right?
That's
small
what
teams.
I mean. In investment, I don't just mean money, but also energy.
Yeah.
Time, everything that goes into these events. Yeah.
How will the work of Ghost Ship Publishing affect existing development of Ghost Ship games like Deep Rock Galactic?
Hopefully not much. It is very different people. You could say I am involved in a bit of both, so it is mostly me. But we have, a rock solid team sitting on Deep Rock Galactic, delivering the A game.
Yeah.
So
no worries.
no worries.
It's still a steady ship.
Yeah.
Yes, internally.
Yeah. So I think it is more like you, the fans of Deep Rock Galactic, should not be worried as a sanity thing that we actually do other things than just Deep Rock Galactic. We've been working on it for 5 years now, so I think it is personally to me, I think it's very inspiring that we also get to do a little bit of different stuff. But I guarantee you, my attention is steady on Deep Rock Galactic.
Is Ghost Ship Publishing open for submissions, auditions, and if not yet, when do you expect that to be open? Now that we're on topic.
So if we are open for submissions on pitches, is that the question? Yeah. So there is an email on the ghostship.dk publishing site, and you can write to that email if you have something that you want to present. We are already seeing quite a lot, and we'll take our time, of course, to also go through it and give answers. But we will say that if you don't have a playable prototype demo, and if you don't have a team that can execute, you will get a pretty quick no. So that needs to be in order. And then, of course, the pillars that we presented in the beginning, which is also on the homepage, please check on those pillars, because if you present a strong narrative single-player puzzle game, however cool and interesting it is, it will not be for us.